Hello, this is Hui. Welcome to watch my video, C++ programming on Linux. In previous video, we have presented example on how to use Libcurl to process SFTP upload and download. As we have mentioned in previous video, Libcurl is a multi-protocol file transfer library. It supports many protocols, for example, FTPS. FTPS, also known as FTP-SSL and FTP Secure, is an extension to the commonly used file transfer protocol FTP that adds support for the transportation layer security TLS and formerly the secure socket layer SSL. Since more and more projects go through web protocols, FTPS becomes very popular recently. In this short video, we are going to write a two C++ program to execute FTPS upload and download. Here on Linux, we create two C++ programmers, curl FTPS download.cpp, curl FTPS upload.cpp. Curl FTPS download CPP will download a file from FTP server using FTPS protocol, and curl FTPS upload.cpp will upload local files to FTP server using FTPS protocol. Libcurl for FTPS, the URL format will be the FTP://username, password, server IP from files. To execute FTPS download, it requires server IP, certificate, private key, login ID, password, from file, and two files. Usage, there's a 6 argument, URL, certificate, key, login ID, file from, and file to. Compared to SFTP example in previous video, here it adds 2 more arguments, certificate and key. These 2 parameters will be used for SSL. Similar as the previous video, SFTP example, using the SSH getPass function to input a password from screen. After we build a URL string, FTP:// argument 4 will be the login ID, my pass will be the password, argument 1 is server IP or URL, and argument file will be the from file. Same pattern as the previous videos. First, glob Libcurl initialization, and then initialize easy interface to get the handle CURL. If we success initialize easy interface, first set up URL, second set up error buffer, third set up a callback writing function, and set up the callback writing date, set up SSL parameter, certificate, SL key, verify peer, verify host. And then we can perform CURL request, clean allocated memory. After set up a URL string and the default protocol, set up an error buffer. And the memory set error buffer. Third step, set up a callback writing function. And the callback writing date will be the writing file name. Next, we'll set SSL parameters. set use SSL. Our certificate is argument 2. Security private key, argument 3. There's two verification, verify peers and verify host. Curl OPT SSL verify peer is a verify peer SSL certificate. If a certificate is authenticated SSL certificate, and the other option is curl OPT SSL verify host is for the verify certificate's name against the host. In our example, we're using self-signed certificate, so we're using this parameter, set is 2L and set with 0L. After that, perform request. If a return code is not okay, we just print out error on easy perform and the error code descriptions. Next, clean easy interface. Clean glob initialization and exit. For the callback writing function, we name it write callback. Take 4 parameters, pointer for the date, size of block, number of block, and file name will be write to. This callback function downloaded right to our local file. We simply open a file with fwrite, write buffer to file. We save this program, goes to the next program, curve FTPS upload.cpp. Similar to FTPS download example, upload example has a 6 parameter tool, URL, certificate, private key, login ID, password, from file, and to files. From file is a local file, we read and upload. To file is on the FTP server. Argument certificate and the private key is for SSL purpose. Password will be securely keyed in from the screen. Usage, take a 6 argument, URL, certificate, private key, user ID, from file, and to files. After validate command line argument, first get the from file size using the function get file size. This function take a 1 parameter file name. So this function get file name return is long and the parameter is a file name. It's very simple. We open the file using fopen for read. We use fseek to the seek end and using the ftell to tell the file size and the close file return the size. After get the file size, using the SSH get pass function to read password from the screen. So we memory set my password and we using the SSH get pass to read password from screen, and if success, build our URL string. Format for upload is FTP : / username, password, server IP, and the to file name. So here we create a standard string, URL underscore string, FTP : / argument 4, which is the login ID, and my path is the password. Argument 1 is the server IP or URL, and to file. To file is on the FTP server file name. Same pattern as usual for Libcurl easy interface. We start glob Libcurl initialization, and we're using the curl easy init to initialize easy interface and get the handle. If a success, there's going to be 7 steps: set URL, set error message, set upload, read date, set write callback. This is an option for uploading. Set SSL parameter, perform upload request, and clean allocated memory. In order to save in type, we go to FTPS download and we copy this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 line back to the upload and we paste here. This will first set up a URL, default protocol, which is FTPS, allocate memory for error buffer, memory set error buffer, and set error buffers. Next will be set upload, read date, and in file size. Set upload is true. Set read function, name read callback. The read date, which is from file, from argument 5. From file size, now we will set up the write callback function. This is the option for upload. Callback write function, we name it write callback. Callback write date, we write to the receiving buffer. Next step, we'll set up the SSL parameter. We copy paste from the FTPS download example. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. We copy this 30 line, paste here. We set use SSL with use SSLO. We set SSL certificate, argument 2, SSL key from argument 3. Since certificate we are going to use in this example, self-signed host certificate. So we set up verify host equal true and verify peer not true. Next, we are going to perform upload request. If not okay, we just print error and error message description. Then we clean up allocated memory for easy interface. Finish, we clean up glob, allocated memory, and exit program success. For the callback read function, name read callback. It's a standard. There's 4 parameters: in buffer pointer, size of block, number of block, and in file names. This function will be very simple, using fopen to open file for read. Use the fread function, read into the buffer, size, number of blocks, and the file name. Finish, we close the file, return the return code. So now we save our program, compile our program. Now program has compiled our executable curl FTPS download, curl FTPS upload. Now we are going to test our example. In order to test our example, it requires to set up FTP server and enable SSL. Due to the security reason, FTP server is not included in standard Linux distribution. It requires to install it separately. There are many FTP server software for Linux. vsftpd is one of popular FTP server for Unix-like system, include Linux. Here is our Debian Linux server. We are going to install vsftpd FTP server on this environment. Here's our server, Debian Linux 10. IP address is 10.0.0.157. There are many websites explaining how to download and set up vsftpd FTP server on Debian Linux. This is from the Linux hint, and this is from Debian Linux to explaining how to download, install, and configure vsftpd FTP server. Back to our Linux server. First, we have to download and install vsftpd FTP server. Command is sudo apt install vsftpd. Next step, generate SSL certificate and private key. Here is our location under this directory. Command. First, we generate a private key. It's 2048 bit. Second, generate certificate sign request. Country, CA, state, Ontario, city, Toronto. Organization name, it's just home. Office. Command name, this usually for server IP of general name. Here we are going to generate host certificate, so we put our host IP address, which is 10.0.0.157. Email, no. Passphrase, no. And company name, no. Next, generate X509 certificate. Private key. Now we have generated certificate sign request, certificate, and private key. Next step, we'll configure vsftp. Here there's many parameters, and the most important here is set up our certificate and enable SSL. We have to enable this line. First, SSL enable is yes. Certificate file and private key will be under home HYON cert. We just generated. This is our certificate and this is our private key under this directory. Now we enable SSL and then save this configure file. Now we have to restart vsftpd FTP server. Command for start and stop vsftpd server, we use systemctl. We can start, stop, and check our status. First, we check status. It's active. Now we stop. Check our status again. It's inactive, and then we restart. Active again, so we can test our FTPS example. To test our example, we using two Linux. On the top is our Debian Linux. IP address is 10.0.0.157. We have just installed vsftpd FTP server and enabled SSL. Bottom terminal is our Ubuntu Linux. We compiled our program curl FTPS download, curl FTPS upload. We first have to download certificate from server. We using simple sftp command. We download our certificate and our private key. Now we have download private key and certificate. And first we test our download, the usage. First argument is IP Second argument is a certificate.pm file. Third argument is a private key, a .key file. Next is a login ID. And the next is file from our server. We have a test file. We call it my Debian test.txt. This file has 5 lines. This is the Hui test FTPS from Debian server, line 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. On the Ubuntu Linux, there's no txt file, so the files from and the files to, which is called my txt. After keying the password, download our file. So let's check. File has been downloaded. We cut this file. So this is the Hui test FTPS from Debian server, line 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now let's modify this. We just change this Debian. We save this file. And now we try to upload this file to our Debian Linux. It's no error. There's no such file on the FTP server. So now we upload. Usage first is IP, second is certificate, private key, login ID, from file, which is mypeople.txt, and upload to the server called mypeople.txt. Let's go to server Debian Linux to check this file has been uploaded. We cut this file. This is test FTPS from Ubuntu server, line 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And the original. This is Hui test FTPS from Ubuntu server, line 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Our example can also be performed through curve command line. Here on the top is a Debian Linux, and on this server we have a text file called my Debian test.txt, and the bottom Ubuntu Linux. There's no txt file. To download our test file from the FTP server, command will be IP my Debian test.txt manual. After input the password, you can see file has been downloaded, and we rename it called mypeople.txt. Cut this file. This is a Hui test FTPS from Debian server, line 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. On the server original file, this is a Hui test FTPS from Debian server, line 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now we try to upload this file to the FTP server Debian Linux. First, server only have one txt file called my Debian test.txt. So we upload this to the Debian Linux. Command certificate, private key, and user minor t to upload my people.txt to, we name it my Ubuntu test.txt. After keying the password, and the file has to be uploaded. Now we have a file being uploaded. Name my Ubuntu test.txt. We cut this file. This is a Hui test FTPS from Ubuntu server, line 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We cut this original file. This is a Hui test FTPS from Ubuntu server, line 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Hello, this is Hui. Thanks to watch my video. It's going to be great to have your feedback.